Good morning. You know what? It is a good morning, depending on where you are. We had a holiday up where I live yesterday. So today is kind of like a Monday, getting back into the swing of things. It is a call-in show today, 1-800-930-2819. If there are things you would like to perhaps have a little bit of shifting with, a new perception on, it's a good time to get a hold of that. I was also on the 18th of August. I hope next week's a call-in show, and I hope you'll join us on the 18th. We have our guest, Lucas Mack, who I'm so thrilled to have him here, and just talking about more love and more joy and how we can use that energy as we keep transitioning through the world. And if you caught me on his podcast, you'll know it'll be picking up from where we left off, and the importance of having that awareness during this time of great transition and great change. And this is what's really happening right now, right? Like, people ask me every day, they're like, Tracy, is this going to lift? When's it going to lift? It's not going to lift anytime soon. It's why we're here. It's why there's many people coming together each and every day to help lift you and support you. And it's not the time to get off the train. This is the time to open your awareness more to your connection to the God of your understanding. And, you know, I know for our American friends, I heard yesterday you guys have some new laws in place, which I actually have to say around connection or prayer, whatever it is. I'm not, to me, God is love. But I really believe it is time to get right with the God of your understanding. And if that's praying or intentions or whatever it is, you know, it has to happen now, and to remove out of the judgment the old 3D world. If you caught my show with Peter last week, and if you haven't, go and listen to it in the replay on YouTube. But we were talking about the love, and the old way of moving and shifting is coming to an end, which means it's time to expand your heart. It's time to get more connected to what your true desires are, and understand what your body's telling you. Understand how you can transition and getting right with the God of your understanding, which means focusing more on your intentions. It means really not looking at what is negative, but shifting to what is positive, and shifting to your thought process, your brain, your meridian system, your chakra system, you know, your sympathetic nervous system, your parasympathetic nervous system. Thank you, God, we can restructure this for you to become into alignment, where you can actually start to understand you have more control over your life than you might think. And right now, a lot of people are, as they're looking at, you know, talking about second waves and talking about systems readjusting, that's exactly it. The systems are readjusting because it has to readjust. And I want to thank that hand of God is strengthening your body to see you are actually in control of your body, your soul, your spirit, where it goes. And as those systems of old thought process are leaving, and you have that awareness and what your body is telling you, right? So I was just saying to our producer, I have no desire to go into a restaurant, right? And I listen to my body that way. I have no desire to go into one. I don't want to be around a lot of people. I just want to be in the nature. I want to connect to what Mother Earth is saying. I want to connect to that hand of God, of that love. I want to connect to my heart more. And while we're looking through transition, a lot of times when we've been on this path, if you've been on the path a long time and doing different works and doing different teachings, and you might say, you know, I'm not sure if I should be doing that anymore. The question I would be asking yourself is, how much more can you dig deep? How much more can you be centered? How much more can you make conscious choices and decisions with all of the beautiful information that you have at your fingertips? How much more can you make yourself a priority? Think about that for a minute, because so often the bodies are still working to what's coming next and fitting in, and rather than this transitional period of saying, what can I do right now to be more true to my authentic self? And being true to your authentic self is what, by looking at all the areas of your life. So look at your connection to the God of your understanding. Look at your relationship with your friends and your family. A lot of those are you can find there can be things blowing out right now. You won't resonate with certain things anymore. And you have to, there's a trickiness right here, because you have to ask yourself, am I not resonating because I'm falling behind, or am I not resonating because I'm jumping higher? Am I not resonating because I'm falling behind? Or you're not resonating because you're jumping higher. You got to really get in discernment with that, because so many of us were just moving very quickly. It's like moving down a rapid stream. The energy is carrying you away in a beautiful way if you will allow it. So when you look at all the areas of your life, you want to really, really get true and just sit in the body and just close your eyes for a minute and say, okay, when I look at my relationship with the God of my understanding, how do I truthfully feel about that? Do I feel open-hearted? Do I feel that love? Do I feel my intuition is getting stronger? Do I need to perhaps make an adjustment of how I speak or how I connect, right? If it's your career, feel in the body. Does it feel light? Does it feel fun? Does it feel, invigorating? If it doesn't, what's in the body and what can you start to make a change in? Perhaps it's a different direction of the career. Perhaps it's getting ready for your own business. This is the energy that we've been vibrating in now. And so a lot of the bodies are still functioning and wanting to function in the old energy, where you sit there and you overanalyze, and the brain and the mind becomes monkey brain, becomes monkey. And it's like, when does it turn off? So ask yourself what part, if something is repeating over and over again, ask yourself, what part of that energy are you having a dance with? Are you having a love affair with? And what part of it is just really afraid to take the leap? If you can start to ask yourself these questions, what part of you is afraid to take the leap? What part of you is to understand what changes? So ask yourself that, what changes can I do today? Is it a thought process? Because also too, right now, the bodies may be feeling a little bit heavier. They may be feeling a little bit more tired. And that also has to do with a lot of energy that's being pulsated into the planet. I was doing a video today for my Miraculous Academy about that. And what that is doing is keeping the system maybe more frustrated, or it's keeping the system feeling more down. And you can look at things. How are you looking at things? And back to that simple space of, is the glass, it is 11:11, is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? And where is your thought process coming in right now? Like, where is it going? Okay, I'm really excited that this is happening. I might be afraid that this is happening. So when we start to look at it in those two roads, you can tune into the body and you can say, okay, out of my physical body, what part am I afraid to let that go? Or what part am I afraid to not trust? So you have two things. Either it's no trust or you have fear. And it's really important. Are you afraid or are you trusting? When you trust totally in that hand of God, that everything is divine and perfect, you're not fretting, you're not worrying, you're not like, oh my God, I don't know about this, I don't know about that. You're not in that space. You may not like the situation that's shown up right now, but when you're in total trust, my saying, trust, no believe, right? When you're in that trust, then you can start to expand the awareness into the physical system and say, okay, where do I need to make an adjustment? Where do I need to make a change? I get this a lot with people who say, I need to have either a new place to live, or I don't want to be taking care of my parents, or I don't want to be around their belief system. They start doing this work, but they're still in that environment. So when you're in the environment, what happens is you start to create, well, I need it because of the money, or I need it because, they're elderly or they're sick, rather than saying, how can I make this work for them and for myself? Which means, are you asking for the creative solutions for the money? Are you asking for the creative solutions to help with the parents? And a lot of times, well, it's just the way it is. But, I've been doing the energy work, but it's not shifting. So that's some things where you can go a little bit deeper, which means there's a fear that's coming up around the change, around the responsibility of stepping into something new. And it is totally okay, because we just get into the pattern. So when the patterns have a hard time breaking, but as soon as you change the pattern, or you pivot your thought process, pivot your body just a smidgen, you allow new energy to come through. You allow new people to show up, and it becomes effortless, which is where this new space is right now. And this is where I want to thank the hand of God for allowing you to be increased into this effortless space where it is limitless. it's limitless. And to become more limitless, again, we're breaking down old paradigms. And I want to thank that, Hannah God, is shifting you to be very strong, to removing all the old paradigms so you can start to see the new way, see the new light, which is, how can I come from this from more of a place of love, more of a place of understanding, more of a place of compassion, but to myself. So a lot of times we look at always putting that outwards, which you do want to put it outwards, sure. But you have to be the vessel that comes and shows up in that light, which means we want to turn it inwards. And the more you can look, when have you asked yourself that? How can I be more compassionate to myself today? How can I be more loving to myself today? It might be a little bit of tea. That might be more loving to yourself. It might be just that moment where you sit around and you see colors differently, or you just see the nature differently. But ask yourself that question. Thank you, God. Just tune in for a minute and let's pull that energy up for you. Is how can you be more compassionate to yourself today and more loving? Because your whole world has been perfect. Your journey has been perfect. This is what you set out to do, and every experience you're having is perfect. So we want to integrate the experiences into the body, thank you, God, and then start to just release what is no longer serving you so you can expand every part of you into more love and kindness and compassion. And that's when you hear maybe something on the news, or you feel like, oh my gosh, there's some fear coming in. You can look at the situation and say, okay, I've chosen to be here. This may be a little uncomfortable right now, so it's probably some things leaving my system, but I can show up differently and I can learn from this and have more fun going through the process. And that will keep your vibration raising higher. It will also help for the pulsations that are coming into the earth that may be of a lower frequency, trying to make you feel a little bit down. So I just want to thank that hand of God for everybody listening today. If you're listening right now, that you take in this new energy to increase your frequency and have so much joy for that new energy that's coming in, and so much joy for that beautiful hand of God that's lifting you up into more love, and understand that, wow, this virus we're going through is perfect for a different reason, because we're all going through it. And what if this virus can lead us to some of the biggest changes in the world for more ease, more grace, more love, more compassion for all of humanity? And by pulling that energy, and the more of us start to really pull that energy in, will allow the body to feel more free and allow the new things to come through on every level and every layer. So thank you, God. So I know we have some callers, 1-800-930-28, I want to get to a few of you today. So don't worry too, if we don't get to you this week, we'll get to you next week, but we will get through. So I think, Zach, we will take a quick call because we have some time here. We have Sherry on the line, correct?
We do. We have Sherry from Pennsylvania.
Hi, Sherry.
Allow the body to feel more free.
Hello? Hello?
How are you?
There you are. We can hear you today. Yay.
Yes, I know. I've been trying and trying, right?
It worked. It's ready. It's your time. Awesome. What's your question?
Sorry, I didn't hear that, but I was calling because I was thrown through a loop yesterday.
Okay.
I had a fantastic weekend. Saturday was my birthday, and you guys inspired me. For once, I celebrated myself, and it was just the best day. And then Sunday, it's just really good, too. We actually went to a park. I made my husband come with me and the kids, and it's just really good. And then Monday morning, I'm part of a group that we check frequencies every so often, and somehow between Saturday and Monday, my frequency dropped in half. And I felt like, what did I do wrong? Is God mad at me? I just don't know. I was just wondering if you can see what energy was going on.
Yeah, can I ask you quickly? No, God's not mad at you. We'll get rid of that. Spirit's not mad at you. We'll get rid of that. Thank you. Why do you feel it dropped in half? Because it looked like it just plateaued just based on the other frequencies you were integrating with. So why do you feel it dropped?
But that's just the number that the person had given me.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to remove that because actually, and this is where we have to be a little bit discerning. Well, actually, your vibrational frequency is quite strong. So this is also what I was talking about, how the energy is being pulsated from other places off of Earth that are adjusting the frequency. So you didn't drop too low, and it's like your aura. You know, when people read your aura, it can be one thing today, and then an hour later it can be something different depending on what you're processing, what you're transitioning. So it just looks like what I wrote down as you were talking is vibrational energetic sliming. So basically, when it just looks like I've got to clean up a little bit of energy between your group. Everybody's separate and together, no right, no wrong. And it was also a test for you, and I'm going to increase this, to either take the information or not. So it was like a little test. So no one was mad. It was like, actually, I feel really good because your birthday, as you know, your birthday is it's your New Year's. It's a new beginning. It's where you get in that high vibration, you put in all your thoughts, your intentions, and that starts to carry through the whole year. So you were riding on a high, and it looks like the energy came in to bring you down to more where the group was. You look like you were about 2 ladders up from where that group's energy was, but you took it as, uh-oh, I did something wrong, or uh-oh, why did mine go back? Not uncommon, but what I'm going to strengthen you, because in truth, your vibration was actually riding higher than the groups. Like when I look, and that's okay, but sometimes this stuff will come in. It's like a little test. It's like, actually, thank you for the information, but I'm actually feeling really, really, really strong, because your energetic vibration can shift in a second, right? So if all of a sudden you're on the street and someone may attack you, it can come down because it's going to cloak, it's going to pull in. So it won't be as high as it was 2 minutes ago. But then as soon as you ride through that attack, within an hour, your vibration can be 1,000 times greater than it was before you got attacked.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying there?
Yes, and I feel bad. I wasted the whole day stressing about it until finally, by evening, I'm like, you know what? It really doesn't matter. I feel close to God. So
you got it, because you are. And I've been where you've been, where people, you're riding the high, and people, it's like, they don't do it on purpose. It's not on purpose. It's the way it happens. So what I want to do is strengthen you to being so strong in all of your systems that it's like, thanks for sharing. I actually feel amazing. But I'm really thankful that you shared. And then that's where you can go, okay, thank you, God. I'm just not taking in that information. So your body absorbed it as truth. And I love this, because when these tests come up like this, it actually is showing you're ready for another vibrational jump, and you're going into another vibrational jump.
Aw, thanks.
Yeah, you are. You can see you're jumping. You are jumping. And so it's not uncommon. It's like when it's happened, I'll tell you how it happens so you can see it. To all of us, it happens. Like, I know when I go through a big jump, I can get attacks. I can, I'm public. A lot of people know. And then there are these little, they just come out, and you come to a point where you're like, I get what's happening. So remember, my new saying is, I've said it for years, but new devil, new level. And it's a joke, but literally an energy comes in to derail you when you're getting ready to jump. And your field is actually, when you look, you're on a curve that's going upwards. Your body is getting stronger. Your connection is getting stronger. So I'm going to increase this even more. Do not second guess yourself.
Okay.
How does that feel?
What I needed to hear.
Yeah. How does that feel in your heart when I readjust that?
I've been shaky. I can definitely feel my body is definitely getting healthier. I do so many of your videos all the time.
Yeah.
Better.
Your body's getting stronger. Your connection's getting stronger. Your intuition, your pineal pituitary thymus, you can see I could increase that even more for you now. And you've got the birthday track, meaning just think of all those dreams, visions. I'll line all that up for you. It's so fun to do because you're right in that time. But the week before your birthday and the week after your birthday is not uncommon for these little tests to come up too. Because what happens is all the energy that you're ready to let go of when you turn a new age, right? When you switch that little clock, when there's so much energy that gets released and people don't talk about that. So I always say, this is your New Year's, it goes. And it's why it's not uncommon where people can come in and they'll do those little tests. And it's actually quite beautiful. Like you can see your whole body. There's a new, you know what it is? It's a new empowerment that's coming into you right now.
Aw.
Yeah.
That makes me feel so good.
Yeah, you are going to feel so much more empowered. So I want you, I'm going to just put a little bit of, they keep saying it's like a little bit above a bubble. Thank you, God. Just outside of that field, God's going to just place this just outside. So it's almost like you'll be a little bit forewarned. And I want you with some of the groups and people just go into a little bit more observation mode. But don't be afraid, because it looks like when that energy came at you, you just kind of, the body looks like it went, like somebody is sort of hit in the chest and went,
yeah.
Oh, because your body was saying it's actually not true.
Uh-huh.
That's why it hit.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Yeah. So I'm just going to remove a little bit more. I'm actually your legs, I have to tell you, they look more solid. So I like this because when the legs are more solid, they become more rooted. And then as you start commanding to move things, you're going to see your empowerment's just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let me know how that feels. Go and celebrate this whole week of the birthday. Fill your birthday truck up. Let me know when you got it all filled. We'll do another alignment and you watch. It's one of the best things you can do around your birthday.
Awesome. I did have one other quick question.
Yes.
With the whole will thing, is there anything you can see? I've been praying for truth to come out. Everybody else is ready to give up, but I'm like, no, don't give up, guys. There's
not
something
yet.
coming.
Yeah, no, you don't need to get up quite yet. There are some different blocks resistance we can move off of this. There's like a little bit, another layer. So we can strengthen and remove there's some interference energy, and it has to do more with people's thought processes than it has to do with completing. So yes, we can put some final resolutions. Thank you, God, some creative miracles, and we can strengthen everybody separate and together, remove out any hidden agendas and increase it for the final resolutions. It looks like there's a little bit more, I don't know, it keeps coming up 3. I don't know if that's 3 more months or 3 more weeks or 3 more days, but let's align that a little bit more for you.
Okay.
Yeah, there's interference. So as the thought process is right now, if people get afraid or frustrated or irritated, that will create an interference energy of getting something completed rather than, okay, it's done, this is great, let's just move along, right? So we're just going to clean that up a little bit more. Oh, there we go. Burp that one out for you. Yeah, so that actually has a little bit more light. So we'll push that through and then maybe let me know that 3 keeps coming up. So it's definitely not 3 years. So it's really within this year, within this time frame. Well done.
Within a few months, maybe.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
So keep me posted on that, okay? All right, lots of love. You know what?
Tracy, we love you so much.
So much. Keep me posted. I love all of our friends from around the world. I know we have to take a quick break. We're going to come back here with Jennifer on the line. So hold on, everybody. We'll try to get through as many as we can. But check us out. We have Soul Sundays, which is the 16th of August. And you can find it on the website, tracylclark.com. So as many of you know, that's our place. We're going to be talking about more of the integration and love. It's a nice time to come together, prep for the week. We took a little break, but now we're getting back into them once a month for sure. And just, come with that open space. It's just a small donation that actually goes to help our families in need during this time and people that we can help and support as we change into our non-denominational ministry to help more people around the world to love each other more, to care for each other. So if you can join us, that would be great. There's always something new happening. And I'm really excited for this Soul Sunday on the August 16th, because as I said, it's time that we understand how to love and integrate more. And that's going to be the theme probably answer some of your questions, see how you guys are doing. But it is a place where we can come together in harmony. It's another place where we can start our week off just perfect and really, really embrace what we know we need to as a community. And we're going to be building. We've got a lot of changes coming, and I can't wait to bring them all to you over the next few months here. So thank you for tuning in. I always appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Jennifer. Welcome back. All right, shifting and sifting you. We are going to also have another call-in show next week, and then Lucas Mack will be in the house. We also have Dr. Navaz coming on at the end of the month. You'll see all that coming up. So excited to have him here as well, functional medicine, and just love him to bits as well. So very good. So I'm Reverend T. If you haven't tuned in before, welcome, helping you understand that the ultimate space is love and tuning into your body so your body can lead the way, telling you what's happening, listening to the whispers of your body, so you can restore, regenerate, and repair every area of your life. And it's so much fun. So, all right, Zach, we have Jennifer on the line.
We do. Jennifer from Toronto, you're live.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Excellent.
My question for you today is school is on the verge of reopening, and a lot of parents are anxious about sending their children back to school. But for myself, my son needs it because being locked down for a long period of time was not very good for him. So I'm asking you if you could do a special alignment, because even though I feel comfortable with my decision in sending him back to school, when I read a lot of the information out there, it starts triggering some fears in my decision. So could you please help me with that, please?
Yeah, we can. And we can start to remove the information around misinformation, because it is really positive for the kids to get back and get into these spaces. You can see it helps them mentally, physically, like energetically. You can see it's great, and you're in the right space. And we'll remove that accumulation, misinformation, and fear from people that don't have, enough knowledge and enough wisdom, innate knowing, right, around how this is moving. There's been a lot of great information too, which I like, from the medical community, that has talked about how with children, they don't really see this. And that unfortunately or fortunately, there's so much misinformation, as we know, from certain medical communities to other medical communities. And so what we will do is we will strengthen all of the children going back separate and together, but you can see their immune systems are actually very, very strong to everything that's going on. There's more fears that come up around all the new protocols and everything that they're implementing. And that's where it actually starts to lower the immune systems, because then they get into, there's programmings around what happens when kids go back to school, and all their, little sharing their snotty little noses and, the fun that's there. So I will remove the accumulation, thank you, God, of misinformation. We'll strengthen all of them separate together and make sure. So it's really interesting, because when we take a lot of the information away, like speaking about it. And I forgot I was going to do it before the show today. There is a place in the world where they actually had no media, and the president, and I meant to pull it up so I could give you the exact name. I do have it on somebody's video. And the president was like, no, like lockdown, media, everything. And they have no cases, they have nothing. But he did say publicly he was offered over $1 billion to his country if they would get involved in this. And he said, no, like, we're keeping it out. So there's all this really cool information around misinformation coming out. So I think that's where we need to really strengthen the system, and to be the support to say there's two sides to this. But the children going back, they actually all look really strong, and they look stronger because they get to play, they get to run, they get to be with their friends. And that actually increases their energetic body, their physical body, and will make them actually a lot happier. So I'll just reset this for you and all the other kids that are going back, and to make sure people can gather as much information as possible and discern it, not just what's coming out in the media. Thank you, God. How does that feel now?
It feels a little better.
Yeah. And it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And, you know, like I said, they've got a few of their protocols or whatever. But as soon as we remove the fear, the bodies get a lot stronger. So we'll make sure we keep on that adjustment for all the children because they're going to be happy to see their friends again, too. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Thank you, Jennifer. I love it. All right. Zach, we have Christine on the line.
We have, yes, Christine from London. Christine, are you there?
Hi, Christine.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Oh.
Zach, is Christine on the line?
It sounds like she's listening.
Oh, I think
to
we
the
have
show.
feedback. Okay, okay, we can go to Karen.
All right, let's go over to Karen in Branston. Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, Tracy. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
I'm doing so good. Can you hear me properly?
I can, loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, how are you? It's so good to connect with you again.
I know. Yay!
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, so I just, you guys are a little bit low, but I'm going to see if I can turn up my volume a bit here.
Sure.
Okay. So I just, I know a lot is happening on the earth, et cetera. I know all that, and lots of bathroom visits the last month.
Ah, yes. The bathroom, the clean out.
Yes, oh boy, lots to clean up. If I just could only go tell you more about it. So I've been so emotional, and one thing that's been coming up a lot for Tracy is acceptance. And that's coming up a lot. I'm hearing it a lot. I'm working through it, and I'm seeing so many signs of that. And the last couple of weeks, I've noticed it's been so hard for me to stay grounded and centered and connected.
Yeah.
And so that's happening. And my appetite, I'm going right into like fasting, and I'm not even wanting to eat a lot, and I'm not hungry. So that's just happening organically, and I feel like deja vus are happening like I've never had before. And my body's just moving so fast. But I feel a part of me is like I'm ripping something off of me, another piece, another layer.
Yes. Okay,
So
like this, because actually what you can see, so this is not uncommon for everybody that's listening with Karen, what you're talking about with not feeling grounded. That has to come with those pulsations that are hitting the planet that are not in our highest best interest. Funny, I just was channeling a video this morning. You can see it. And the emotional body can be riding high and low, right? You can feel like I was on this high and now I'm dropping. Your frequency isn't dropping. People have to understand. So frequency isn't dropping. What's happening is the density of the body is letting go, and that can make you feel more ungrounded and more emotional. Unfortunately, where we have to stay on top of this is that vibrational shift is also affecting the hormones differently. And I'm with you. Like, I've barely been eating anything. Like, my body just doesn't want to eat. So it's drinking a lot of water, and that's the key, like to increase the water. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove the accumulation of some more density off the body. Thank you, God. I'm going to actually clean up the kidneys a little bit more for the body to be very strong receive the new frequency. So yes, acceptance, because right now that is a great word of accepting just what, as we see, right, is all perfect, all divine. And that can be very challenging as well, because there's a lot of deep cellular programming naturally just leaving the bodies right now. And because it's naturally leaving, you don't need to pinpoint where it is, but it can feel more frustrating. It can feel more like, this isn't me, what's happening? Just watch it, let it go. But I'm going to, funny you said the bathroom, I am going to expand your root a little bit more. Hang on a second.
Okay, thank you.
There is some energy there that we can pull off. And I'm going to actually just adjust you to, we're going to adjust you to your family differently, like your whole family, like not just your immediate, everybody separating together. And I'm also going to, there we go. Thank you. Adjust you to your clients a little bit differently. So that looks like the body just did a different absorption. Not uncommon. People, if you're working on people right now, just know the absorption is different than it was before. but the body's working quicker to release it faster. It's like it's like putting on a new muffler on your car. We have to put some new energy parts on, so to speak, so the body can process quicker. So let me just adjust this for you.
Yes, and I'm noticing that, like, the energy's moving so fast, or I should interrupt, moving so fast, and the burping, the yawning as I'm moving, it's so quick. Things are just coming through so fast, and I'm like, whoa, that was like going on a really quick roller coaster.
Yeah, and you can feel like that, and you can feel a little bit on the emotional roller coaster too, because it is moving quick. It's like, well, we don't need that old system anymore, dump it, and you don't even know what it is. You don't even need to know. So just also the big thing too right now is make sure you can get outside for like 5 or 10 minutes where you have no shoes on. And I know this sounds crazy for people, but no shoes, and don't step on the concrete, step on the actual grass or the dirt. Mother Nature is really changing to help us ground the new energy in as she's purging all the, basically parasites off of her right now. So, I'm just going to actually reconnect the brain differently as well. I can actually do an upgrade on the brain. Well, God will do an upgrade on the brain. So the functions, the right and left hemisphere can adjust, meaning it can process the information faster on the energetic level as it's coming in. So it's like adjusting your hard drive too on your computer, right? So the heart and the brain.
Is this?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I was going to say, is this what you're doing? Is it so that when the information comes in from the clients, for the clients that I work with, it's coming in quicker?
Yes, it comes in quicker and it leaves you quicker. So you can just process it faster. And then when you step out in your everyday life, you're going to notice things will feel more grounded, because your body will start to anchor in more into the earth differently. So it's like giving you different hardware of the brain and the heart. So we're going to speed it up differently. Thank you, God. Actually, how does that feel in your body?
I feel so much like I keep seeing waterfall. I feel like flow. Like I just feel like something's just flowing through me now, from the top of my head down to the soles of my feet. So I feel this beautiful flow.
Yeah, there was also a weird film that actually, when I adjusted it, like a film, like, when you I don't know, you see that little grime on your car and you go wash it off. So that's great for you, because it was like a film that just also dissolved. So that is really good. And again, those pulses coming from like into the earth, they're hitting everybody, and they're not in our highest and best interest. So I say to people, really be aware of where those pulses are coming from, and just to keep moving those out that are not in your highest and best interest. So I've done some videos that I'm dropping on that right away, because I was like, we've talked about it before, but they're ramping up as we're getting into the fall. So also understand too, if the body starts to feel ungrounded, disconnect yourself, like integrate the new energy, but just disconnect from the collective energy that's riding more in a lower frequency. And then you'll see your body will ground a lot faster. Yeah. Good job. That actually, you start to.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Can't wait to talk to you again soon. Have an incredible day. Lots of love. All right, we have Michelle on the line. Is that Zach?
Yes, we have Michelle from California.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Great to have you here today. What's your question?
I've been somehow manifesting some pain in my body, most notably now is my rotator cuff. In fact, I'm going to be going for physical therapy for that. So I'm looking for what I need to work on, to release all of that.
Oh, yeah. We'll pull down I'll pull some inflammation down out of the vagus intrinsic. Hang on. Central nervous system, parasympathetic and sympathetic. Okay. So your sympathetic nervous system's riding a little high. You've got a lot of energy you've been shouldering on your shoulders. So it looks like you have too many burdens and responsibilities that actually are not yours. So let me start to remove that off. And we're just going to command the arms to grow. So the muscles, ligaments, tendons, and joints. Yeah. Now the arms are connected into the heart, right? So your fingers, right? That's why we hug people, love people, but they're also the way the energy is, it flows up into the fingers, obviously into the arms, the shoulders, and goes down into the heart, and it flows back out as well the same way. So the burdens and the responsibilities that are not yours, you can also see are creating a little bit of a blockage in the heart. So I'm going to just remove any past heart pain or heartache out as well, and I'll readjust the high heart and the low heart. So let me just command that heart to move over.
Thank you.
There's an old injury in there too, so it could be very subtle. So let me just remove some trauma out of the old injury. There's also some past life information showing, so let's remove that. So that's an interference energy, but it looks like where there was also trauma in that space. So looked like your arm actually got cut off. Let me just remove that. Hang on. Oh, so mean.
I'd rather have that reattached.
Yeah, exactly. I want to remove it, but the muscles, ligaments, tendons, joints, we have to start to command them to move and to rotate forwards and backwards. So where you're moving forward and letting go of old information. This whole thing about burdening, taking on other people's burdens, and letting them sit within the arm. So your capacity to love is actually quite stronger than most people you're around. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but how do you process that in your body? Like, are you aware that you have a greater capacity to love the people in your environment? Oh, did we lose her? Oh, did we lose you, Michelle? Oh,
Hello?
we may have lost her. Did we lose her, Zach?
Michelle, are you there?
Maybe we lost her. Okay, well, let me just readjust this then. We may have lost her. We're losing everybody today.
I'm here.
Interference energy. Oh, there you are. I'm like, interference energy. Make it go away.
I've always felt the higher capacity to love than everybody else.
Yeah, you have a much higher capacity, which is creating all these burdens, responsibilities. So what I would also, I'm going to, thank you, God, we're going to shift a lot of this energy out of this space. So we want your vibration for the higher capacity to love. However, you can also do that exercise. You're like, okay, thank you, God, universe, divine, whatever you like. Thank you, God. I'm just going to give them what they require. Just keep saying that, give them what so when you see people, don't overlove them, just say, thank you, God, give them what they require. And then what'll happen is we can start to create a little bit of a beautiful flow. So your body doesn't take the physical hit. So because you've been doing it for so long, we have to redirect the energy and reposition it. Thank you, God, strengthen it. So that's all you need to do is thank you, God, I see them, just give them what they require. And then you will notice how you love will be more of a flow, and you won't, because it's like your body right now just has been taking on so much of their information. It's like, I'll take that on for you. So your sympathetic nervous system will go into overdrive, and then because it'll feel more, right? And then it creates more inflammation, and then it creates damage where all of a sudden you're like, now I have an injury and now it hurts, and you can feel that in your shoulder. So I'm just going to command a lot of that to lift off you now. How does that feel now in your body?
I've even felt it through my legs and everything too, just a change.
Yeah, it's coming down. Yeah. I'm going to actually just do a quick clean through your meridians as well and your chakra systems from top of the head to the soles of the feet. Thank you, God. We'll ask your spirit team to go through. Pulling the inflammation down seems to be the big part. So I'm going to increase. We'll strengthen nutrients, vitamins, minerals. And that's what gets depleted, right, when we have that overcapacity too. And also can be make you pissed off a little bit because you're like, how do you not see I've done A, B, and C? So we got to pull that down too. Very normal. Hang on. So we'll just remove the accumulation of energy because it's really sweet. Like you actually would just, I got to say, like, it's like, for people you really care about, you'd throw yourself in front of the bus for them, but to make sure you took the hit versus them. And I'm going to start to disconnect that energy from you because it's really putting the nerve system on high alert. So we can pull that energy down a little bit more. Hang on. There we go. How does your body feel now when you tune into that?
Definitely lighter.
Yeah, it's shifting. You might, because the heart is also recalibrating, that it can love without having to take the responsibility of what other people have to do in their life. So it's going to shift. So you might notice some of your reactions with people are a little bit different, and you might also get an actual physical release. That's normal. Like if you find you have a tear, and it can also come in a form of just you have this burst of, it can be like a little temper tantrum. That's normal. That's okay. Just let it out of the body, however it wants to come. And yeah, as the arms are growing and you're moving forwards and backwards, I want to just command them both to grow one more time. Muscles, ligaments, tendons, joints. Thank you, God. To release and to let those burdens off your shoulders. There's a cool exercise I always say to people. You can also put your hands on top of your shoulders with palms up, and you just lift them up. Thank you, God, and just command that all the burdens and the responsibilities that aren't yours just sort of go off into the side, into Mother Earth. And it actually energetically starts to symbol to the body. Body's like, oh, she's not taking that energy on or in. Good job.
Thank you very much.
How does that feel? Yeah, just sit with that, and you'll probably notice it'll just keep removing the burdens, and you'll notice it'll actually start to balance out. Your arms, obviously, they communicate to your legs as well. So the right side of the body to the left side of the body to the right. So we'll make sure that balance starts to come into harmony, so you can get rid of that, because that's no fun. And the nutrients, keep them nice and high, and let me know how you're feeling. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Well done. Well done. Well done. You know what? I just love it when you guys call in. I know we're at the top of the hour here, and so we don't have time. So next week, please call back if we missed your call or we didn't get to you today. Next week, we're going to keep shifting, keep moving. But really today, I want you to focus on how can I be, like I said, more compassionate, more loving to myself today. Start asking yourself that more on a regular basis. Because when you can ask yourself that more on a regular basis, you're going to see so much change. How can I be, just feel that from it, more compassionate to myself today? And where do you feel it in your body? Where do you feel that you require more compassion and just love? And looking at your journey of just see as you look back, all the beautiful things that unfolded from everything at the time you felt was hard or difficult, that was so perfect. And as we transition in the world together, this is perfect. Like, this is the time that the mass awakening of saying 2020 was a mass awakening and mass exodus. And if people are leaving your world, remember, they've chosen this to be their end journey, because the next phase, they're not here to partake in it. They don't want to. And I know it's hard when we have to say goodbye to people we love, and we're all going to disappear too. Thank you, God. We're going to go when our timeline ends, and it's just going to continue to move through. The Earth's going to go on. People are going to continue to change. And what you can be so proud of, and I'd love you to pull more of this energy and to be so proud that you woke up to take this journey. Thank you, God. And pull that energy into your body, that you chose to wake up now to be the difference in all of the world around you. No matter what is out there, the less you really engage with it, and the more we come into that love and that harmony together, the more you're going to get that beautiful shift in your world. And you will stay neutral, and you will observe some of the worst things can be going on in the world, but you will find a level of peace and acceptance inside of you like never before. And that's what it's about right now. And that's what I want to thank the hand of God of blessing each and every one of you during the transition, as we will be here every Tuesday to help you keep awakening yourself, moving through, because we don't want you caught in the fear. So thank you. I'm so happy you all joined me this week. The hour flies right by, but check us out at tracylclark.com. You can join the free membership there. There's some clearings, activations coming together as we really come together more in community of shifting each other, embracing each other, loving each other more. And it's that energy that's going to ride us quicker out of this space we're in right now and more into the uniqueness of who we are and the new on the planet. So I hope you'll join us there. Hope you'll check us out August 16th for our Soul Sunday, Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time. We'll be able to come together and really be a lot of shifting in that call, a lot of imparting, and a lot of new blessings. So come with all your intentions ready, and let's get them shifted. So I am so thrilled to have you here this week. I can't wait to see you next week right here on Transformation Talk Radio. Have a great week, and lots of love from my home to yours.